The longer you take to give payoff and the more mistakes you make along the way increases the amount of negative effect it has on the story overall. The more important something is, the more it hurts when it isn't done well. As a good example of that, look at the TV adaptation for Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was one of the biggest TV shows to ever exist. It had a global impact on the world. Oda's even watched Game of Thrones and he was a big fan of it. People tuned in for years and talked excessively about it. It was a certified pop culture phenomenon. But what happened after seasons 7 and 8? The seasons which ended the series. Game of Thrones fell off the face of the planet. It went from being a pop culture phenomenon to being almost forgotten in...
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not a good comparison. The later seasons weren't written by the same author, so we can't guarantee the same degree of quality that went into it. If he's going by it got convoluted, sure, but it's not based off the same writer. You can't judge two people's work even if it's off the same product. This is not a good comparison.
Second, well, usually books being adapted to live action as storytelling usually has to cut some things, so there's also that. Relatively.
Yeah.
So, you know, just take what you will from that.
Yeah, this is also a bad. Yeah, building off that, this is a bad example because this is an adaptation. This is not a series moving into a time skip. This is an adaptation of a series, so it's not even a good comparison in that form of media that it's in. Oh man, Game of Thrones gets me riled up.
Well, good for you.
That's all I have to say.
It went from being a pop culture phenomenon to being almost forgotten entirely. The only time people seemed to talk about it afterwards was either in reference to how bad its ending was, to slander its directors, or to place hope in Georgie's next book. The butchering of the story and the awful writing basically destroyed what the series had been building up to for years. That's the kind of importance we're talking about when we relate to how things matter the deeper you get into your story. There is an insane amount of pressure on creators to do this in a satisfactory manner. It might be the greatest pressure that exists in the artistic field, and I think we're seeing the results of what that pressure can be like with One Piece. Instead of things feeling like they are happening organically in the story nowadays, it feels like they need to happen in order for the story to progress. And if the above quotes and examples are any indication, that's the exact mindset that seems to be pushing Oda. And that's why when I'm pointing towards the failings of the post-time skip, I want to emphasize how much it actually matters. But that about covers everything as far as the basics go. We have talked about the character writing, we've talked about the world building, and we've talked about Oda. I've pointed out things that I think are issues with the story and what its failings are. I've talked about how I think these things are broken from top to bottom. Now it's time to prove it to you. I'll try to show you how the post-time skip is not what many people think it is from a writing standpoint. So come along and join me as we dive into the first 3 arcs of the story.
This is going to be good. Wait, what? Why is Return to Sabaody the shortest one? I guess it is the shortest post-time skip, but you just don't have anything to say on that? Whatever.
Would we consider calling it off there for a bit, given that we've hit like roughly the halfway part, and also when he actually starts talking about, oh geez, it's 3 hours in and he's actually talking about post-time skip One Piece in the actual content.
Zero Monet bits. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's 20. 20? About 20 minutes of something I'm ready to see. Plot wrap up. Let's hope he's not talking about how that experimented children do Jack. Monk hasn't conclude. What? Wrap up? Conclude? Oh. Cooking? Oh, wait. No. No, wait, what? Punk Hazard plot wrap up. Sanji attack cooking. Oh, yeah. The Kamabaka Kingdom. Yeah. Punk Hazard.
I wonder how much of this is going to be synopsis when he actually gets to it.
No. Oh, yeah. Putting up this scene. I don't know if you can see it, but I have it hovered over a part in the Zoro versus Monet, and it shows Eneru. And I've seen this, a clip of this part, and it said something. It's when Robin gets finger zapped by Eneru through the dome piece. Zoro catches Robin. Zoro says, "She's a lady," and Eneru went, "I know." So I'm pretty sure he's gonna talk about his standards on fighting women with Zoro, which is a little bit hazy. I'll give him that. He never fought a female swordsman that isn't Kuina or look like Kuina. I'll give you that one, Dritz. Zoro is a little bit inconsistent there. Alright, I guess we can stop here. I'm gonna stop the recording.
It's been a good session, it has.
I guess. Considering we lost someone through internet connection problems. Also, this one is the shortest revisited yet. So, I'll take that what you will. Alright, I'm stopping the recording.